Sunday, July 29, 2018. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this is my 1998 Volvo V70 GLT project car. So I have not done anything with the car since last Sunday, when I actually did get the radiator in and get the car running. So I have some time today. I came out here and I'd left the cap off the coolant bottle and the level had gone down. So essentially last week when I was running the car, I probably got it, if not up to temperature, reasonably close. And then I shut the car down and it must have blown out a bubble and the coolant level dropped. So I topped that off and put the cap on. And everything is pretty much back together here under the hood, with the exception of the cover plate over the over this throttle cable. And this itself is a little stiffer than it should be. I probably will at some point pop this wheel off and clear the corrosion here on the shaft and put some grease on it. I did that to my wife's V70 yesterday, and it greatly improved throttle response. So anyhow, today's task is to verify the condition of the transmission, which does mean very carefully getting it on the road quickly, just for a little bit. But before I do that, I'm going to have to pop off this front wheel here and remove the bent sway bar link, and once I get the wheel off I will show you that. So the previous owner did not mention that, but honestly, if it was pushed out of the way, she may not have noticed it. Once again, the previous owner of this car owned it a few years, but really only drove it that first week she owned it before she broke the radiator. So anyhow, like I said, what I'm going to do is take the wheel off, just remove the sway bar link, and carefully test drive it without that part in place. I don't think it'll be too big a deal to drive the car without a sway bar link just locally. Wow, that was actually a bit of a chore. The 5 lug nuts did not want to come out, even with my electric impact gun. I essentially had to wedge something there so the wheel couldn't turn, and use my long breaker bar just to break those free. And then when I got the lugs out, the wheel did not want to come off the rotor, so it had also corroded there. As for the bolts, I don't know if the mechanic who installed the tires cinched them down too tight with an impact gun, or if it was just corrosion from sitting. So anyhow, this here is the sway bar link right here. Let's see if I can show it to you. And it's just it's bent at essentially a 90-degree angle, so I just need to unbolt it from up here. See some liquid in here, but I think this is yeah, this is just coolant from when I was filling the car up. So anyhow, I'm going to get this sway bar link out of here, get the wheel back on, and then I will go from there. Okay, so here's the remainder of that sway bar link. You can see it's bent at almost a 90-degree angle. And what had happened was the rod here at some point had broken free from the bottom ball socket, and or maybe this was the bottom one, and then it just whipped around and got bent in the wheel well here. So this may have been somebody's reason for getting rid of the car. In the end, not a very big deal. It took me more effort than I would have liked to get this out, because normally when I unbolt these, there's like a flat area on the bottom of the ball socket here, and if you push the boot back just a little bit, you can grip that with a wrench and then unbolt the sway bar link. Most of the ones I've seen, even for Volvos, have that. These don't. So I was having a hell of a time unbolting this. And you can see on the end here, there is a can't seem to get this to focus, but there is a but you can put a star bit in there to hold it. I was having no luck with that, so what I actually did was I tore the top of the sway bar sorry, I tore the top of the sway bar link away from the, what was it, from the strut, and then got on the back of that ball socket with a vice grips and was able to unthread the nut. Same deal with the bottom one. So anyhow, I have the sway bar link out now, so it's really a matter of, you know, getting the wheel back on here and seeing how the transmission is. Okay, well, I've had the car out now, and I am quite happy to say that the transmission just seems to be working fine. So that means I won't be parting the car out. I will be doing some work on it. I'm going to have to prioritize what I'm actually going to do. But this here is a really good start. It runs, it drives. So this is Mercedes Diesel Guy. Thanks for watching.